Why? 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 Why, NASCAR? Why? Why? What's up, everyone? How y'all doing? My name is Jet. Welcome back to episode of MDK Racing Inside the Lines. I'm not happy. Let's be honest. Usually, the past few months, any NASCAR news or anything that NASCAR announces in the weekday, it's always been dubs. It's been W's. They've been cooking. This time they cooked too much. They burnt the whole freaking thing. Now they gotta start over. But we'll save that for the end of the video. Let's talk about the first story we need to mention, and that is Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson. Now, they had an issue near the end of the race at Kansas on Sunday, where Larson came out on pit road, hit Chase Elliott, and then after leaving pit road, Chase Elliott hit Kyle Larson back. Now, I didn't think much of it, but apparently, you know how the media is. The media, they like to stir the pot. They like to stir things up. Danielle Trotta. Listen, I like Danielle. She's going out, but my eyes, she went way overboard with this.
Totally unacceptable, Chase Elliott. And no one's going to convince me of this otherwise. Chase Elliott does not like Kyle Larson. And I think this goes all the way back to last year and the incident at Watkins Glen. And I don't think Chase has been right since with his teammate. How do you not cut your teammate any slack when he's in a driver championship race? Larry, what if he would have cut Larson's tire? What if a tire goes down and Kyle Larson on the ensuing restart has major damage, gets up into the wall, wrecks, spins out, causes a huge crash? Who knows what? Now, I realize he won Darlington, so he's already advanced into the next round, but not the point. You have to use better judgment, and certainly against your own teammate. And reading body language, like Chase went over and got into the, went into the car, leaned into Larson's car after the race. I don't know what he said, and maybe he apologized. But you heard him with Bob, no message. What are you talking about? He was almost, I heard from other media members that Chase was almost shocked people asked him about it. How are we supposed to take that contact?
Yes. Oh, yes. Let's believe a reporter over the actual driver. Yes. One thing I find very hilarious is that she mentioned the part where Chase Elliott went into Kyle's car to tell him about the incident. She then says, "We don't know what Chase said," and then proceeds to fill in the gap of what it is. She has no idea what Chase said to Kyle when Chase approached Kyle's car. So why are you filling the gaps by saying, "Oh, Chase Elliott, he doesn't like Kyle Larson, this and that, this and that, this and that." It's like, listen, it was a racing incident. And it's mighty, I find it also hilarious how she only focuses on Kyle Larson. She, obviously she went in saying, well, what if Kyle Larson had a tire go down, got up in the wall, crashed? Well, what about with Chase? The same, are we going to forget that Larson started it? Yes, it was accidental. It wasn't intentional, but still, Larson sideswiped Chase first. What if Chase cut a tire down, went up into the wall, and crashed? Remember, Chase is in the Owners' Championship, where there's a lot of money on the line. So why are we only mentioning the driver part with Kyle Larson, but we're not talking about Chase? Listen, I don't mind Chase, and I've called him out, but I don't understand the backlash with this. I thought, listen, you could argue it was maybe not the best decision, but why are we also acting as if this is the first time we were seeing teammates fight each other? Kyle Busch literally flat out said he wanted to kill Denny Hamlin in an exhibition race. Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon tried to kill each other for a month or two in 2010 when they were running over each other. It happens. It happens when you have drivers competing against each other in a high intense environment. Things are gonna happen. Now, yes, there have been moments where Chase has been done wrong. Watkins Glen last year, Fontana last year. Yeah, yes, it has happened, but we're acting as if that because of those two incidents, they automatically hate each other. And Chase Elliott kind of debunked, or should say disproved, all of what Danielle and what all of the media said. Chase Elliott said this on SiriusXM NASCAR radio. "There's a lot that goes on. We obviously ran into each other on pit road, and I didn't have the full picture of what went on, so I was frustrated. That stuff happens, for sure. But at the end of the day, I will certainly take the blame for my frustration on that front. The good news is he and I can have a conversation like adults, and it's a non-issue. The bad news is it's a non-issue for all of y'all and everybody that wants to talk about it. There's nothing to talk about. Our relationship's actually been good. We have a lot of dialogue. We talked about it there after the race, and that was it. There's nothing more to really even discuss. When you talk about things, you get the full picture of what's going on, and you have a discussion like adults. There's really no need for anything else. And neither he or I care about what is said during the week. At the end of the day, I think we're both pretty performance driven and motivated, and that's where our focus is and will continue to be. And that's exactly how it took that. When Chase approached Larson's car, and then after the interview, or after that happened, I believe Chase said something along the lines of, when talking to reporters, no statement or nothing, nothing to talk about. It's because that was it. Nothing to talk about. Listen, it happened. Yeah, we move. We understood what happened. We move on. But of course, you know how the media is. They like to stir the pot. And I thought, listen, even though I like Danielle, I thought what she did was, ironically, very unprofessional to go in that hard over something you know nothing about. For you to fill in gaps about what was said and then to make massive assumptions. Not even like maybe of a possibility. Say, no, Chase Elliott does not like Kyle Larson. On what grounds? Where's your evidence? Again, I just listed you reasons of teammates getting into each other. That doesn't mean that they hate each other. They're teammates. They're going to talk about it and they're going to deal with it. It happens. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about that because it really annoyed me with what she said. And I wanted to wait until I got Chase's statement to really say, hey, this is the full picture. This is the full story. Let's stop trying to stir shit up when there was nothing to stir at all. Next up, let's talk about Noah Gragson. Now, Noah Gragson, he has been suspended for, I believe, a month and a half from NASCAR since after he liked a post that made an insensitive joke about George Floyd's death. Then he asked for his release. He wanted to quit Legacy Motor Club, and that release was granted. Now, that's the thing that we all need to point out. Hopefully, people can understand that Gragson was the one that wanted to leave. When Jimmy Johnson was asked about this, he was surprised. They did not want him to leave. He chose to leave. And I felt that was a great decision for him because I feel like even before that incident, mentally, he wasn't in a good place. You could just tell that Noah wasn't himself this year. Obviously, he had one of the, if not one of the worst rookie seasons I can imagine, I can remember, for a driver that had so much hype behind him. And to have a season like that was a shock to see. So I think it was good from a mental standpoint to leave. And today it was announced that he had been reinstated by NASCAR, and he posted a statement saying, quote, "I want to express my sincere gratitude to NASCAR for reinstating me. Over the past several weeks, I have dedicated myself to personal growth and reflection, and I believe I have become a better person because of it. I couldn't have done it without the support of my family and the NASCAR industry. I'm now more focused and committed than ever to representing my future team in the best way possible. I'm eager to get back behind the wheel and compete at the highest level, giving it my all on and off the track. Thank you to everyone who has been a part of this journey, and I can't wait to make the most of this second chance." And listen, I have my gripes with Noah. Like, there are some things I don't like about him, but I hope he gets a second chance. Again, he's young. He did something stupid. I don't think his career should be ruined over it. I think that's dumb to have your career ruined for something like that. Again, compared to what Kyle Larson did, he came back. Like, Noah should be allowed to come back. And hopefully, like Larson, I think he will become a better person of it. I'm not saying these two are the same, but both have had suspensions regarding something that was racially insensitive or something regarding, in that area, in that space. Larson came back, and I think he has become a better person of it, and I think Gragson will do the same. Now, he will be competing in an ASA race this weekend, I believe. I think in Toledo, if I'm not mistaken. So he will be getting some time behind the wheel, and I hope to see him back in the Cup Series sometime down the line. He will get back to Cup. He's too talented, I think, to not be in the Cup Series. Now, what team would that be? I don't know. I think he will probably start in Xfinity and then work his way back up to Cup. I don't see him jumping straight up to Cup, but who knows? But regardless, I hope Noah is a better person like he says he is. I hope he truly becomes a better person because of it, and hope he takes advantage of whatever second chance comes his way. Finally, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. NASCAR, what you're killing me, man. You're killing me. What is this? All right, so stage racing. We all love it. Not really. But stage racing had a bit of a change in 2023 where for all the road courses was going to have no stage breaks, meaning stage points would be awarded, but the race kept going. We saw that with all the previous road courses, Sonoma, Watkins Glen, Indy Road Course, all those races, they had stages, gave out points, but the race kept going. I loved it, and a lot of other fans also loved it. It was a nice change of pace. It kept the flow going. There was no break in pace. And it ended up making the races finish a lot quicker. Watkins Glen finished under 2 hours, which I thought, again, was a nice change of pace. Not every race needs to be 2.5, 3 hours long. It doesn't. So I thought it was a nice change of pace. NASCAR didn't think so. NASCAR announced that for the Charlotte Roval in the playoffs, will bring back stage cautions. Yeah. Now, Elton Sawyer, the senior vice president of NASCAR, commented saying, quote, there were some things we could do differently going back to the caution stage breaks that would potentially make our races better. We had the option to pull that lever, allows all playoff races to have the same stage break rules. Yeah. That's a BS excuse to say, oh, we did it to have all the races have the same stage break rules. No, you did it because you want entertainment. Here's the thing. It doesn't fix the problem. More than likely, the Charlotte Roval will still be ass. Sorry, because the road course package is not good. It's not good. It's like with the high downforce package. Or like when in 2017, when races weren't entertaining, NASCAR introduced stage racing. The races were still bad because the car was bad. Like you could do as many things as you want in terms of the race procedure, whatever. Hell, you could have every time a driver leads a lap, they get $1 million. The racing is still going to be piss poor if there is a package that doesn't work. And stage breaks, having stage cautions, all that does is just create chaos. And that's all what NASCAR wants. They just want to create chaos, entertainment. They want crashes, want carnage, which I get it, but it doesn't fix the problem. And why now? Yeah, why? Why now? It's one to go. Just let it go. If it's one thing to make the decision, let's say after Chicago, okay, for the final 3 races of Watkins Glen, Indy Road Course, Charlotte Roval, will bring back stage cautions. It's one race to go. Why bring it back? It makes no sense. And again, like I said, it doesn't fix the problem. If the car the next gen car has a bad road course package, you just making stage breaks, bringing back stage cautions to bunch the field up is going to make it exciting for another 4 minutes. And then it's going to spread out again. It will. And on top of that, it's just going to make the races longer, which if a race sucks, you do not want the race to be longer. Look at Sonoma. Sonoma was bad, but because there are no stage breaks, the race went by like nothing. And because of that, even though it sucked, you didn't feel like you wanted to fall asleep. At least I didn't. But now with this, I don't like this at all. And then they made another unnecessary change where they have now changed the restart zone. Originally, the restart zone was basically coming off for turn number 4, staying on the NASCAR oval to start the race. Now, they're going to be changing so that drivers will be coming through the final carousel or the final infield chicane. I think that's what we can call it. Front stretch chicane. I think that's what we'll call it. To then come back out and start the race. That's how the restart zone is going to be, which again, this is all this does. It's just going to create more chaos, I think, because now you're going to have drivers that when they take the green flag, some of them may be spinning their tires because they're entering hard left and right corners. Again, I think it's just unnecessary drama. There was no need to change it. And at this rate, would be more than happy to going back to the oval for next season. Next season, just have 500 miles, or no, not 500 miles, 400 miles under the lights for the playoffs. I'm cool with that. We know how great the next gen car is on mile and a halves, so I'm cool with that. Just go back to that at this rate. I think the Roval kind of has lost its luster, especially with the introduction of the next gen car. And now with the stage changes, the stage breaks coming back, and on top of that, messing with the restart zone for some reason, I I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. Sorry, not a fan of it. Still love you, NASCAR. Still love you, but not a fan of anything you've said today. Sorry. But what are your thoughts on these changes and these announcements? Let me know in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on any of the 3 stories I talked about with Larson and Elliott, Gragson being reinstated? Again, leave me your suggestions and your thoughts. Until next time, my name is Jet from MDK. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see y'all next time.